Song of Our Elders, roll AAPI, scene 1, take 1.
Please state your name on the camera, your full name.
My name is Camille Lopez Samard. The things that she was able to do, I think mostly that instilled in me is just hard work. To not give up, not stop. She was working until, the last few weeks that she was alive. Like, she was just always working, thinking, and growing up, I was constantly with her at work. She was an executive director of a Samhan Senior Center, which it served Filipino American veterans and senior citizens in the county. That was donation based. They had activities for them. They served them hot food. So I was there all the time growing up, and I think public service, hard work, and just being a decent person was the biggest things that she instilled in me. So she came to the U.S. to attend USC for English. She graduated summa cum laude sometime in the 50s, which was crazy. I think back on it now, and a lot of the Ivy League community, is not always so open to kind of like have diversity in their student population. So just to think about like her doing that in the 50s is like crazy. She was constantly writing, constantly reading. She drilled that into me and my brother. She like made up worksheets for us to do on the weekends, which like we were constantly being drilled. And I think that was another thing, was she put a lot of emphasis on education. She was a single mom in the 60s. I grew up in it's a pretty diverse neighborhood now, but at the time and when my grandma and my mom moved there, it was largely white and a largely white middle upper class area. And then you have this single mom with a kid, and, people got the wrong impression of her a lot of times because she had the heavy accent, but she was also very well educated. So you had that divide of people who would hear her speak and make snap judgments before they even heard her speak. So I just think back on it, and there was so many different dynamics back then that were built to basically go against what she was trying to do, and she just made it happen, which was really inspiring. So she was part of a committee in the U.S. It was comprised of different community leaders for different minority groups. And so she traveled around the world as a representative for the Filipino American community to kind of bridge the gap between, United States and, foreign policies. And she did a lot of work like that. So she kept, which was really cool, and this is totally her, she kept a bunch of this stuff.
Wow.
So this is a newspaper clipping. Reps of 5 ethnic groups celebrate UN anniversary. And another thing was she was always the only woman in the room. She was pretty cool. She kept all this stuff, and it's pretty insane to see. This one is the one on the back. Week of July 15th, 1971. It says, Cecilia Lopez, editor and publisher of the Filipino American Express and president of the Filipino American Political Association, San Diego chapter. So that's this side.
Now you have a big picture. I'm not sure if that
is so this big picture, I'm not sure when this was taken. It's a really great picture. This was actually a picture that we used at her funeral. I like it. She's really pretty in this one. This one. I like this one.
Wow. Thank you. She looks absolutely beautiful in that picture. With
the
colors too. I mean,
she's really pretty. Yeah. I miss her a lot, and I always wonder especially now, what she would think about what is going on right now. And I know it would just break her heart. To see. It breaks my heart. Thank you. It breaks my heart, to see this stuff happening, and like especially to elders,
Right.
it's just it makes me sad that she's not here, but it also makes me glad that she's not here, because it's not something that I would want her to be subjected to. And I know that it would be tough for her, and I know that it would upset her, but I also know that it wouldn't, stop her from going to the grocery store and like doing, going about her life, because I don't think anything has ever like stopped her from doing any of that stuff. So yeah. Family is a huge thing. Just to my family personally, we've just, every family goes through tough times. Every family is not perfect. Every family has struggle moments, and I think through all of that, throughout everything that my family has, had to go through, small stuff, big stuff, we've always been able to maintain like a family unit. We've always been able to come together. Even if we all live in different spaces, we're always able to come together, usually over, food and enjoy, company that way. Family is just a constant for me. It's like no matter, things, especially now, change so fast. It's nice to have something that is a constant, that is going to be there no matter what. I just think of just celebration, togetherness. I think I go back to growing up. My brother and I would get dragged to every possible Filipino American event you could think of, every single one. And we, he wore the barong Tagalog and I wore the butterfly dress, and to me, that is what it was all about. Like, it was like a morning to night thing. Like, it was a ritual type thing. And it was so centered around just togetherness. And I think also what I remember the most about my Lola, and just in general, is her laughter. Like, a lot of my memories involve her laughter and just being really happy. And I think that was an important part of her experience and my experience too, is to, remember to laugh at stuff. Because as much as she had against her, she always found, a moment to laugh and be happy about stuff. So yeah, when I think of Asian joy, I think of celebration, to being together and smiles, laughing. Yeah. It's a shame that, like I said, it's a shame that she's not here, and I wish that she could impart her story to you guys herself, because I'm sure she has a ton of stuff that she didn't talk about, because so much of her experience and so much of her life was dedicated to me and my brother and making sure that we had everything we needed. I think she'd be stoked that you guys are doing this project for sure, and I think she'd also be stoked that the youth is still fighting for kind of what she was fighting for, and bringing to the light what she was championing and what she was fighting for this whole time. So it's cool to see it progress. If there was anything, that my Lola would say about what was going on today, would just be, take a day to be sad about something, but she always move forward. She always moved forward. I think, and that I try to do that in my life. Like, it's okay. You can take, a step back and be sad and mourn for something. But the important thing is to move forward. So.